don't want to do a handshake. They're way too complex. Let's go with something simple, less confusing. Here we go. Notice how these professionals do it. They walk up next to each other, offering each other their right hands, connecting the inside of their thumbs, grasping not too firm but not too soft. Then, they're dressed very professionally, keeping their name tags on the right side of their body, because when you shake someone's hand, their eyes automatically train to the right side of your body.
Hi, Garrett.
Hi, Vina. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Thank you, professionals.
Perfect.
Now let's look at some more complex handshakes.
What's going on?
In Donald Norman's book, Living with Complexity, he proposes the question, from whose point of view do we measure simplicity? In the same way that a pilot makes sense of his myriad of instruments, Garrett and James make sense of every motion involved in this seemingly complex handshake. I am merely a passenger in a tour of this metaphorical cockpit.
As complex as handshakes are, there's still complexity in digital communication, including but not limited to social media, such as Facebook. Here we have Maggie on Tumblr and Facebook. She wants to share a funny link she found with her GT1000 group. Garrett responds with the link he found. In the end, they all choose a time for the project meeting that night. It looks like they were not being that productive at first, but they did get something fruitful out of this Facebook conversation. Please note throughout this clip our use of hashtags and emoticons. Here, they are using emoticons in the form of Facebook stickers. Emoticons have evolved over time, but they still have the same function, to express emotions that can't be conveyed by text alone. There's a huge variety of stickers, so this adds to the complexity. The experienced Facebook user knows exactly what she wants. To Maggie, this is not complex. Hashtags were originally used on Twitter, but they have made their way into Facebook and also real life. Hashtags are even a valuable marketing tool. Many people who are not Twitter users are confused by hashtags. They are used in a way similar to emoticons to convey thoughts and expressions in casual conversations. Social humor can be surprisingly complex. Through text, we have come up with ways to express ourselves with simpler abbreviations like TTYL and LOL. We have other ways such as emoticons to express ourselves. Take hashtags for example. Even if you don't have a Twitter, you can still learn the significance of this character by watching others on social media. These basic phrases and emoticons allow us to convey our complex ideas in simple ways. These complexities are part of our day-to-day interactions.
In conjunction with the complexity behind social communication, we have this new phenomenon called memes. These, my friends, are memes. And basically you use memes in a conversation on the internet, or in this case on a wall. When someone says something to you, you reply a lot of times with a meme, which is just a picture with words on it. Like if your friend is texting you at a party and they said, "Oh my gosh, so awkward, so many people here, don't know what to do," you would throw back with this meme, just throw them the face, and then you would proceed to make the face. Memes are used largely for a lot of social communication, and especially on social networks, stuff like that. If you're ever on Twitter, which we'll get to later, there is just a ton of like memes just going, and sometimes people use them to talk back and forth to each other, and they're really, really funny. So they can be about almost anything from your cat to a dog dressed like a squirrel. To catch the squirrel, you must become the squirrel. Indeed, that is true. And then just move on further from there, just about pretty much everything. If you've ever seen the movie Mean Girls and you are very active on the internet, you know that there are Mean Girl quotes everywhere. Just take this one for example. "Hey, I just met you, and this is Loco, but here's 4 candies, you go, Glen Coco." Indeed, it's just like memes are a way for a lot of our generation to communicate, because when you have all of this stuff from movies, songs, TV shows, pictures that you just find on the internet off of YouTube, it becomes a way to communicate, and it becomes a way that people can connect. Yes, it is extremely complex. If you don't know what Mean Girls is, if you don't know who General Marbles is, or what Netflix is, or the government, I guess. If you don't know what these things are, you would be extremely confused. It seems like something, if you walked into a meme conversation, you would just be absolutely distraught. But if you have the basis behind all of this, if you're in the background, if you've had the exposure to all of the information that the memes are made of, or what they mean, then it makes it something that, just results in a lot of laughter and a lot of fun. It makes communication that much more easy.
Dr. Norman states the real challenge is to tame the complexity that life requires. We hope you enjoyed our video on living with social complexity.
As you have seen, life does require much complexity in the realm of social interaction, with handshakes, social media, and cultural humor.
These were only a few examples of how we interact and convey our thoughts through different mediums.
Simplicity is not the goal. The goal is to understand the complexity around you.